I want to thank you for attending this success story presentation. It's given by Compliance Insight. This is one of several success stories that compliance has had over the years. This particular one deals with consent decrees. And I'm going to talk to you about a journey through a very terrible event for a company and a lot of items that happened, a lot of issues that had to be resolved and tackled. And it did take a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to get this thing done. But at the end, it was indeed a success. Things did work out. So, for those of you out there that don't know what a consent decree is, here it is. It's an order issued by a judge, the court, really between two parties that goes between a lawsuit. So the FDA is bringing a lawsuit against you to cease some type of illegal activity, something that's caused problems at the firm, and they are bringing you into a consent. They take you to court to enjoin you and say stop all of the activities. This is issued by the Department of Justice, goes through the court system. It's between you and the U.S. FDA, and it is something that's very long. It's fairly complex. There's a lot of issues associated with it. If you go out there and look for pharmaceutical consent decree, you'll find some examples. You can also see some other discussions that we've had on these presentations about consent decrees, what they are, and I give you some examples in there, but I won't go into that right now. I can tell you this, above all else, a consent decree is a major, major headache. It will consume every waking moment that you have for the foreseeable future to resolve this issue. It is a massive program. There are so many things to do, so many issues to look at, so many projects ongoing within activities that you really have to have some extra help. If you don't get extra help, the concept, the picture I'm showing you here of the person with the headache is going to be your daily life for a long period of time. This is not a laughing matter. This is a very serious issue, and you have to get on it quickly, effectively, efficiently, and get back into compliance. If you don't do this, there's a real risk that things will not get better, that the company will go under. These are life or death things for the company. This is a serious situation. Now, the story of Compliance Insight. We weren't there when the FDA arrived to do the initial audit. The FDA came there. They looked at things because of some serious issues. It was indeed a large Midwestern pharma firm. They had some serious problems with tablets. They had some recalls due to those things. Some very serious life-threatening issues, I could add to that. FDA spent some time at the site with a lot of inspectors. They went through everything, looking for information. They were gathering data to take to lawsuit. That was really their goal there, was to make sure that they gathered data. It went from a 483 directly past go, past warning letter, past all the other issues to consent decree. It went right to that level, and it came about very quickly. The firm had to shut down operations. They stopped everything that they did. It just stopped in its tracks. It was like pulling the electric plug on the equipment. Everything ceased. Various people, top to bottom, were fired. They had layoffs. There was just absolutely chaos in this firm. They really were in dire straits. We were called in to try to help. The firm had already contracted with a third party to be the court-appointed oversight, the company called us to try to help out the company in dealing with all the activities and dealing with the third-party oversight. I'll talk a little bit about that later on. I go over some tips on this. We served as the QA plant manager for one of the plants in this company. It was to actually be the quality assurance manager for the entire plant and to have equal billing with the operations manager and understanding what needed to be controlled. We provided oversight for those consent decree activities for the firm in which they were actively involved and which the third-party oversight was dealing. We provided a lot of general compliance help. It was massive, the amount of help that we had to provide and that the company asked for. When we were there, we really provided such good help. And I don't mean to toot my own horn on this, but it was the fact that we provided valuable help, so much so that the company just kept asking for help, assistance in getting over this issue. What we did, just a brief overview of some of the things that we provided. Our team went in there, provided oversight for the company directives to evaluate, remediate, fix, look at options for everything, all procedures, all practices, everything from training to warehousing to water to the laboratory to everything. I can't tell you the amount of things that were evaluated with this. There were massive amounts of projects ongoing. We conducted investigations all over the place and came to realize that we really had to help in setting up an investigation program. How could it be done effectively to get to the root cause, to fix it? We remediated literally hundreds of CAPA items and open investigations. There were everything in an investigation. It was massive. And everything was put into the same level. So if you had some serious problem with a tablet or a capsule, it was the same level as something that was minor. There was no differentiation between the two. So everything fell into the same bucket, the same pattern, and the company just was overwhelmed. We evaluated processes and provided feedback on how to remediate them. And in a lot of instances, we physically were there, hands-on, remediating the problems. We worked with the people. We did the writing. We conducted the investigations. We were there doing the inspections, overseeing people doing the work. Tons of activities there. We worked at all levels of the company to remediate the issues, from part-time people all the way up to the CEO. We were there to discuss things with everybody and help with the situation. We did deal with the FDA during the audits, the subsequent, after this consent decree audits from the FDA. We were there. We certainly were questioned. We were there doing the work. They got our cards, they got our CVs, they looked at what we were doing. We were there providing a service, helping the company, and they were wanting to understand, the FDA was wanting to understand what we were doing and how we were helping the company out. It was a long, long struggle, and it took 3 years to get the company to a point where they were doing it themselves, that the company was actually able to move forward. All the training, all the remediation, all that effort, and it really was a major success. Our goal was to make that company successful again. We put monumental, great efforts to move the company forward into compliance. We went to great deals. When I say that, I am not overstating that. We literally put our heart and soul into fixing the issues with this company. We went above and beyond. And if you don't believe me, I provide you the opportunity here. We have references. If you wish to speak to people on how we performed, we will provide those to you. You can talk directly to the people at that firm who dealt with us and what we did, and you can understand the significance of this. The first product to go back on the market after the consent decree was the one with oversight from Compliance Insight. We were the ones actively dealing with this specific product, and we were the ones driving it to success. I know at the time it was, we are here, we're going to make this work. This is one that we have. We've been assigned to this, and we will make this happen. And we did. It was a significant success story for both the company and for us. We were certainly in collaboration with the company to make them a success. I want to talk to you now about 10 tips for dealing with a consent decree. What do you do when you're in a consent decree? And if you are thinking you're going under a consent decree, or you have a good idea that you are, these are key things for you to take in mind. And number one here, I put here for a specific reason. It is one, understand that you are probably going to be asked to contract with an expert third party during the consent signing. Carefully select that third party. They will either be your biggest ally or your worst nightmare. And I can tell you that from firsthand experience, watching it unfold, talking to people around the industry that have dealt with other company issues. And I can tell you this, they can either be a major help or a boat anchor to drag you under. Just because a consulting firm promises you the world, the moon, and the stars does not mean that they can deliver upon those things. Especially if the company hasn't come in and even looked at what you're doing. They don't have a good idea, but they'll promise you everything. Make sure that you select the right people. And I'm not here to say select us. I'm saying select the right company to work with, your firm. Whatever it is, take that advice. And I offer it to you wholeheartedly that you really have to take a good look at that company. Select people with hands-on compliance experience in everything in which you're going to go into. Operations, the lab, the warehouse, whatever it is. You want people with hands-on experience, not theoretical tacticians, not people that have sat in an office directing activities down to the masses. What we're looking for are people that can get out there and get it done for you, to get their hands dirty, to get their shirt dirty, to roll up their sleeves, to be out there understanding what really works and what doesn't, to give you options in order to get you back up and running again. Understand this, theory is great, but it'll only take you so far. When serious questions are asked regarding how to move forward and actually how to fix things, those experienced people will be the difference between success and ultimately failure. Number two, you have to be ready for a serious situation and know that things will not be better probably for a long, long time. This statement's targeted for senior management out there. If you're listening to this, make sure you think about number one that I just spoke about. There's no easy way out of this. There's no amount of knowing the FDA and we'll talk to them and we'll have you back up and running soon. It is a mess that's been delivered to your doorstep. You have to understand that, and the faster you understand that, the better off it'll be. We are here to make this thing work for you. We will make it happen. We will make it effective, and we will make it fit your company. and we'll make you a success. I can indeed promise you that. But you have to be willing to understand it will take some effort. Number 3, have a close circle of experts and staff that will be willing to support the upcoming storm that's approaching your way. You may have cast of thousands of people that want to help, but really you've got to limit that inner circle to those who can make the decisions and follow through on the actions needed. You can't oversee a project by having hundreds of people report to you. You have to be able to go in there and make this work for you with a small group of people that are action-oriented, know what it is like dealing with the consent decree, and can deal with the FDA. Number 4, have open communication to the employees. Understand this. As you perform these tasks, keep the lines of communication open. People will be scared to death. Will there be a reduction in force? Will I lose my job? What's going to happen to the company? What's going to happen to my retirement? All those things are working through people's minds. It doesn't matter if they're senior or the new employee that just came in. I can tell you this, you want to keep them updated on what's going on. And by the way, you may want to consider communications with the outside world as well. Your clients, your competitors, everyone's going to pick up on this quickly, and they're going to be trying to call you. They're going to be sitting outside with cameras. They're going to be sending you letters. They're going to be sending you emails. They're going to try to figure out what the heck's going on. You want to have something up front prepared. You want to have a face person for the world at large to know that, yes, you understand this seriousness, you're working to resolve it, and approach it with calm, cool, collected, serious understanding and approach to this. Number 5, be ready to resolve the issues and also know that you may find more. When the FDA came in, they found some issues, and they may not have found everything. Sometimes many more issues are sitting there waiting to be resolved. Getting to a consent decree typically takes some doing, some effort, and some failures, some serious issues. You're now under a microscope, and that's where getting really good people in there, knowing how to look at things, understand what's going on, understand where the other errors, the other problems, the other failures occur, where they may lie. You do not want any hidden hand grenades sitting out there in your systems for future FDA inspections to find. You want to find them yourself and resolve them. Number 6, disruptions in your production schedule will happen. Be prepared. If you haven't recalled items, if you're dealing with various issues, understand that there will probably be some delays, some stoppages, typically, in what you make. Be prepared. Speak to your customers. Do you have stock that can be shipped? What is the overall impact to all the materials? Do you have to recall those materials? Have that fully understood. Get some help with this and try to make this happen, resolve it, get back in operations quickly as you can. Number 7, be prepared for some serious training. And I'm not talking about everyday procedural training or annual GMP training. And we're meaning the change your opinion, earth-shattering, you better know it very well training. And this is dealing with the consent decree. Everybody's going to have to be trained on it. You're going to have to be sitting there training people to the nth degree on all the new procedures that are going to be coming out based upon the findings of the FDA and your third party. Be really very open to training and make sure that people understand it. This isn't old times anymore. And if you have problem people that just aren't willing to learn, then you really have to ask, do you want to retain those problem people? This is serious. You've got to take some serious evaluation of everybody. Number 8, get some feedback. Establish a quality council and know what data you must have to understand the progress being made. This is the thing that I will ask you. What progress is being made? How do you know it's being made? And ultimately, I'm going to ask you this question. How do you know that you are in control? How do you know your company's in control? Are you waiting for failures to be reported to you? Are you waiting for recalls to be reported to you? You can't rely on those things. You can't make a quality council, or whatever you may call it. You can't make it long, boring, meaningless dribble of numbers and charts and graphs. You have to make it succinct. What are the critical parameters? What are the project timelines? What are the delays? What are the actions? What are the resources needed to get the jobs done? That is what needs to be in a quality council. It has to be short, concise, sweet, to the point, and critical. Number 9, visit with the FDA. You're in a very bad situation. All of your credibility has been shattered, completely wiped out. Establish standard meeting times with your district to review your progress. Be open, honest, forthcoming. Have your third party go with you. Make sure that you present the data to them. Work with the FDA. The FDA is probably going to bat you around a little bit, but you're in a consent decree. You're going to have to bite your tongue. You're going to have to proceed as best you can. And number 10, finally, the last one, have a procedure on dealing with the project. Yes, you heard it. This whole thing is a project. The consent decree is a massive, honking project lasting several years. Make sure you get some people in there with good understanding of how to deal with a project, how to deal with it, how to track it, how to keep track of the due dates. This can get out of hand quickly, but I can tell you this, if you don't handle it, it will definitely not get done. You'll miss things. So there's a balance you have to strike here. I can say this, as an example, we've included our internal procedure for you to review. All you have to do is send me an email, and I'll have my email there at the end, or call us. We can give you some internal procedures about how to deal with these types of problems. Certainly, give us a call, let us know. At the end of this story, when we left this company, they were on their way to success. We worked with them as far as they wanted us to. We told them up front, we're here to work ourselves out of a job. We want you to be able to pick this up and carry it forward. We are here to serve you. What do you need? What do you have that's going on? We are here to make you a success. The firm successfully resolved lots of issues. They will be under a consent for a period of time just because the FDA have to come in and inspect to confirm they're maintaining it. But we were there to make that happen for them, to provide the company with the tools to make them a success. We have the answers and the solutions to a consent decree. If you are thinking you're going under a consent decree, you need help, give us a call. There's our number. Contact us. We will get back to you as quickly as possible. We are there to work with you. It's too long to go into how we'll deal with a consent decree over any type of presentation. Just understand that it'll be a project set up. Simply put, there'll be two groups, one to look at the issues and one to come in and inspect how you're progressing. So basically that's it, but give us a call. We're here to help you. If nothing else, we'll try to help you focus on what's right and the right path to go down. If you have questions, if you need more information, this is a serious issue, believe me. Get a hold of us. Call us, 513-860-3512. Get a hold of us as quickly as you can. You can go to our website, You can see what's there, what you need to have, potentially resources there. Email us at consentdecreeteam@compliance-insight.com. Let us know if indeed we can provide anything for you. We will gladly talk to you on the phone. We will gladly fly out to see you wherever you are, meet with you, try to help you out as best we can. Again, thank you. Good luck if you have a consent decree. And I really wish you the best. And if we can help, certainly call us. Thank you.